Welcome back to Who's Gonna Tell Her podcast. Um,
Hey.
so today, what I wanted to discuss is one of the hardest truths about parenting is that expectations aren't equal. I actually seen something, a meme on Instagram the other day that really, I think I got triggered. I
Probably.
think it
What
triggered
isn't
me.
triggering on Instagram?
I know. And it was like, it basically was showing like a carousel of different situations and the double standard, like between women and men, well, specifically mothers and fathers, right? So it was how dads kind of get applauded for doing the basics, honestly, while moms are pretty much expected to anticipate every need and manage every emotion and keep things, all the while running perfectly. It isn't about effort or love. I think it's like really a social issue, is what it was touching on. And I think that's what was kind of triggering to me because it's just exhausting, like the microaggressions I think we deal with when it comes to this. Like, it's almost looked at like men or fathers are like babysitting their kids, but when we're watching our kids, it's like it's our responsibility. And I'm not saying that I want to look, be looked at like I'm babysitting my children.
Uh-huh.
Um, but it's just, I don't know, it's just a double standard.
Yeah, I completely agree. Moms don't get enough recognition for the invisible work that we do every day, and the dads get praise for literally doing the same exact thing, even if it's just once or in a different way. Like a dad could be folding laundry and it's like, oh, what a great dad. Oh my God, he folds laundry. Oh, how helpful. Oh,
Right.
he's so good. And it's just like, here I am doing it, not even getting a thank you, not even getting that. There's no praise involved in
No,
a mom's job. And there is a double standard. I think
I
dads
think
are
so.
celebrated for effort, even when it's inconsistent.
I
Point blank,
agree.
period.
And then like moms are judged when we even like when we complain or when are exhausted. It's like our execution is always up for judgment, even when it's flawless. A dad can like forget snacks or raise their voice, and people chalk it up to, like being human, right? Like at least he tried. If we do the same thing, or God forbid our kids like aren't matching properly, we let them dress how they want to. It's like she's irresponsible or she's stressed, or God forbid we're late, we're failing. Remember the other day we were together and you were like so worried about getting late. But I think what's invisible, excuse me, in that whole situation is like there's that pressure of being late. Like when my husband's late,
Yeah.
like my children are probably late to school every morning. And I'm sure that the people in the front office are like, oh, he's such a good dad. Cause I've heard it. Like I've literally been stopped when I go to pick up my kids by people who work at the school to praise my husband. It's a real thing. Like I'm not joking. They're
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
they're like, oh, I just want to tell you, your husband is so amazing. He's such an involved dad, XYZ. And I'm so proud of him. I'm so thankful and grateful for that. But they don't say it to me. And I am an involved mom and I go and pick them up just as much.
Yeah. Yeah. I totally hear you on that. It's like if somebody were to see a dad pushing a baby in a stroller and the dad is on his phone, they look at the
Right.
dad and they say, oh my God, what an active dad, what an active parent. Like,
Right.
insert clapping sound, right? And then if they were to see a mom do the same exact thing, if they were to see a mom be on her phone, oh, she's inattentive. She's on her phone. She's not paying attention to what her baby's doing, or she's not. Same thing as if like a dad were to take his kid to work. It's like, oh my God, what a great dad. But then it's like, if a mom were to take their kid to work, it's like, oh, she's
How
so unprofessional. Why would she take her kid to work? Why is her kid at the office? Does she not have anyone to babysit her child? Like, and we're just looked at as we're frowned upon for doing
Right.
the same exact thing. And it's crazy, we're
Or even about like,
irresponsible, failing, all
remember,
the things.
you remember with formula?
Uh,
You
do
remember
I?
breastfeeding versus
Do
formula?
I?
Do you remember that?
Yes,
Do you remember where it was
unfortunately.
like it was such like you were so disappointing as a mom, as a first time mom on top of that. If you resorted to formula, could you imagine if you see like dads don't get asked if their kids are taking formula. They don't get judged, by it. Um
At all.
and and also it's just like what you were saying about the working, if you were to take your kids to work, how unprofessional. I've personally had to experience it. I actually had my husband tell me, like, you're human. Like it's okay to speak about your kids or show that, you have them. I think that they get seen as caring, very involved when they're with their kids, where we are held to these like working mom standards. And I think that that's hard. Like that's really exhausting. I think that it reinforces a system that's based on outdated gender norms.
And it's not
You know what I'm
personal.
saying?
We're not out here. No, totally. I agree. We're not out here bashing the dads. We're not out here trying to say that you guys are not doing as good of a job as you think you are, which honestly, maybe some of that is true, but like that's not the purpose of the conversation today.
No.
It's structural. It's just it's a social construct that we have fed into for years now. And moms
Right.
have internalized these expectations, and we have to do everything to be considered a quote unquote good mom. And the bar for dads are low. I'm sorry. They're just
Yeah, I agree.
low.
I
We have to
agree.
be exhausted damn near for people to say, "Oh, you're such a good mom. Oh, you're okay."
If we get that,
On the
if we
brink of
get
sanity
that.
of losing my mind, but okay, that's totally fine. If we even get that, if we get that. And sometimes when people tell me I'm a good mom, I'm like, thank you, but you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. What is
It's
that?
crazy. I don't
Do you feel
know.
that way?
I do kind of feel like it's patronizing at times. You know what I mean? But I,
Yes.
but I also feel like when you were saying exhausted, there's something else that we're not even hitting on, but there is this other thing that just kind of came up to me. It's like after dads get kids, which I don't want to get into it in this podcast, but you were saying exhausted. We can't be, we have to keep everything up, not just with the kids, with ourselves. There's
Yep.
that whole other, stigma and kind of like unspoken, you know, pressure to snap back or to still like to be able to do it all, to have it all. Like if you're a good mom, you also have to be a good wife. You can't let yourself, look like you're exhausted. You have to do it with a smile. And here's the first and hard truth I think about the matter is that moms often become the default parent without even realizing it. Like we basically take on extra responsibilities because it's easier than negotiating or because the system assumes that we will.
Yep.
And then we blame ourselves, right? When it feels like too much, when we can't look the part and play the part, when we feel like we're exhausted and we want to take a break, when we want to basically do the same thing as our counterparts and not get judged for it. Um,
That is
how do
so
you
true.
feel?
That is so true. That is a really hard pill to swallow. I'm also going to give you another hard pill to swallow. I think sometimes we unintentionally reinforce the
Oh,
double
yeah.
standard by correcting, redoing, micromanaging, and trying to maintain this sense of control. We keep the dads from fully stepping into this sort of shared sense of equal responsibility. And that's a survival tactic. That's not an endorsement for inequality. Like, and we have got
Right.
to stop doing that. Like, the bar is low for the dads because Ooh, hot take, but we've kind of allowed the bar to be low for dads. And I'm not saying that that's universal. I'm not saying that that's every mom out there. I'm pretty sure that there are households where the mom is like, no, you're going to do this. I'm not. This is your responsibility. Um,
Like mine.
and like mine, absolutely 100%, because that's not my task. That's yours. And even
Right.
though we're a team, it's like, I think being able to give my husband a task and be like, hey, you're responsible for bedtime. Like, bedtime is all you. I wake up in the morning,
Yeah.
I get our son ready for school, I do the morning stuff, you do the nighttime stuff. And I'm able to stay out of it instead of trying to reinforce the double standard. And I
Right.
think that we do that unintentionally. Especially those of you who have issues with control. And I'm by those of you, I mean me. I'm also talking to me. I have issues with control. And so
Yeah.
it's just another hard pill that you have to swallow. Bitch, have you heard of the donut mom? Have you heard of her before
No, tell me
on
about the
TikTok?
donut mom.
Her name is Alexandra Sabo. Excuse me if I'm not pronouncing that right, but she is this mom who went viral on TikTok for basically like she was serving her young daughter powdered donuts for breakfast, and it sparked like major controversy. Is
Call me the donut mom.
it right?
Nas loves some.
Is donut not a
Okay.
breakfast food? Like, I see no problem here with
I
what
don't
she
either.
did.
I
But
mean,
the clip got
technically.
millions of views. People criticized her really harshly for basically her food choices and judged her parenting based on that moment. And they called her the donut mom, which is hilarious.
I think
But
so.
the backlash around the video kind of fueled more broader discussions about like these like unrealistic expectations placed on moms and parents just in general. And this conversation kind of made me think of that, because if a dad were to give their kids donuts for breakfast, do you think the dad would be criticized
You know
harshly?
what? He'd be like such a cool dad.
Be
Like,
like,
look at
oh,
him.
that's so cool. We get
So
donuts for
thoughtful. Look at
breakfast.
him.
Meanwhile, you're over here
Making
cooking
memories.
eggs and pancakes and giving us toast.
Yep. I know. It's like the applause isn't equality. You know what I'm saying? They're like quick, quick, quick to always just applause the dads, and praising dads for basic participation does not fix the system. Shared
It doesn't.
responsibility is the only thing that I think will, and accountability.
Yeah.
Parenting isn't a favor, or like they say, like, oh, the dad's babysitting and the mom's like, you know what I'm saying, just watching her kids. It isn't a favor, and it is not a performance. Like, it's a shared obligation, it's shared responsibility. We came in this
Yep.
together, regardless if you're together or not. It takes a village. There's so much truth to that. And it doesn't matter if your village is 2 or 10, it benefits everyone when it's done fairly. I honestly feel like the hardest partnership that you can have with somebody else is the parenting partnership. And I'm not for maybe doing tit for tat, or taking a score of it. But it is apparent to me that the rest of the world does kind of look at it, very skewed, where it is inherent for us as women to kind of take on these things. I think those hard truths that we did speak about kind of led a lot of, or sheds a lot of light on what we have to deal with as women, or as mothers. But I definitely think that it's something that we have to keep in the forefront. I think that as women, it kind of gets the best of us when we just kind of fall victim, or just, kind of get quiet about it. Like, oh, it's, I'm supposed to be doing this. It's something that I'm supposed to be doing as your mom. Yeah, you are. But it doesn't take away from the fact that the rest of, society and everyone else does these microaggressions that definitely affects it. And I'll tell you this, it's real. It's very real. Like, for me, when I see my husband sitting on the couch enjoying a good game, And I'm sitting over here cleaning up toys, getting dinner ready, worried about what projects are due or who's going to do my child's hair, like, or getting new uniforms because they're growing out. It's like I have all these tasks open. Yes, some of it is because of our, natural dynamics. Like, I am better at probably multitasking than he is, but we can't, we both have to be aware of the shaming that happens in society and on the outside too. Like my parents are probably like a perfect example of this. When Ryan goes out of town, nobody really asked me if I need help. Like everybody is just like, you got it? You good? Okay. And like they keep it moving. If I
Yeah.
go out of town and he's home with the kids, he has food that they make and bring over to him. They'll take care of the kids or offer to take care of the kids so that he can get a break. It's like all this offered assistance. And that doesn't come, he doesn't have to ask for it. It's like unsolicited. Whereas with me, it's like, oh, you're the mom, you can handle it. And then it's like
Yeah.
this patron, like, you're so good at it. You're so amazing. Those kids know they can't mess around with you. And it's like, what does that have to do with me needing like uninterrupted shower or like, what I'm saying? Like
Exactly.
like a couple hours before sleep. So I just went on a rant.
I agree. No, no. I mean, that is exactly what we're here for. I completely agree. It's because it's expected of us. It's expected. It's like it comes with the role. And so I always think to myself, because I used to be the person that used to thank my husband for everything. I used to be, oh, thank you for doing the dishes. Thank you. And I still thank him for doing certain things around the house, but I scaled back on that a lot. And it's not a tit for tat thing. I want to make that very, very clear. And you mentioned that, and I just wanted to double down. It's not a tit for tat thing, but being a mom is a thankless job. I don't get a thank you for everything that I do around the house. So I don't feel like I need to be thanking my husband for everything that he does around the house. I'm sorry, but that's just how I feel. And I think that also kind of brings a balance into, hey, thank you for going the extra mile, but also it's a shared responsibility. And I think it's about noticing the system that keeps expectations even. It's also about recognizing the patterns that we as moms participate in. And sometimes it feels easier to participate in those things versus challenging them. And we have to stop feeling like, oh,
Exactly.
we're going to create friction in our relationship because I'm challenging these societal norms that are expected of me and the way that we parent. No, you don't have to carry everything. You're allowed to step back, moms. You're allowed to set boundaries. You're allowed to demand partnership and not praise, because truth of the matter is that you're not getting praise for everything that you do.
Right. No, I agree. I think the bar is too low. The load is too high, and the responsibility shouldn't fall on one person. Like it shouldn't. And I don't think it's something, to be honest, like you were saying, it's not personal. I don't think it's personal. I don't even think it's personal to my relationship, like to be honest. Like I don't think it's
No,
I think
yeah, no.
I
But
think it's
I've
more so of like
experienced it
a
before. I have experienced like especially in like a professional setting, like my husband can be working from home. They'll hear BJ in the background. They're like, oh, he's so cute. But then it's like
exactly.
if they hear my kid in the background and I have a meeting and I'm working from home, it's like, nobody says anything, but I can feel it. I can feel like the stares, and I can feel like, shut that kid up, like I can, I can. So it's a different feeling. And I agree.
And that exact thing actually has happened to me. And remember when I was mentioning, like, Orion said, like, you have a kid. What is it? You work
Yeah.
from home, you have a kid. Um, that I was empowered by him. And that's kind of where I was getting to. It's like, it's so important, I think, to be like recognize this and to have those conversations with your partner, where it's like, there has to be the acknowledgement from them that this is going on, that's like the best hope you can have in it, because the rest of the world is looking at it like like with these outdated norms. Like,
Yeah, for sure.
where, like you said, it's something like that. Or like, God forbid, like we work a lot. The first thing that always comes out, you don't want to miss, they grow so fast.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah.
like you're like, or you're so or job driven, you're so um like chasing, a career
Career
path. You're so
focus.
ambitious.
Yeah.
You need to
Yeah.
focus on your kids. But if it's a husband or a father, let me say that, then it's like, oh, they're a provider. You
Yeah.
know what I'm
Look at you
saying?
providing for your family and
Yeah,
giving them the very best. And it's just like, oh my God, like,
right. All right, exactly.
why can't we?
Anyways,
But I think we have played. I agree. I think because of society and I think the gender norms in just the way that kind of culturally those things have played out, I think that that aspect is responsible for the way that things are now. But I do think that we, as women, there's some women who play a part in that because they don't want to be seen as problematic. They don't want to be seen as like,
right,
oh, I I don't want to be the one challenging the system, or like, I don't want to be the one
right,
challenging, like, the perception of a mom and a dad. And and it's just like, no, we need to be demanding that same respect. We need to
correct.
be demanding that same praise, if not more, because we do more. I mean, end of the day, I'm sorry. The day got to end. And moms just do more. That's just what it comes down to. I'm sorry. There's nobody I will die on that hill. There is nobody that could come to me and make me feel otherwise. Moms do more than dads. End of story. End of sentence. That's just
And
what
I
it is.
think,
Unless you're a single dad, and then that's a whole different situation. But sorry.
and I think that like this conversation in particular, like it's like, I don't know, I am realizing something. Like I felt this way, but it's not my my gripe is not with my husband at all. Like it is with
No.
society. It is.
Yeah.
It is with this thing like where I feel like it needs to be recognized is outside of my household, not so much
Yeah.
inside of my household. And it's like it comes like PTO, or like you having to leave to go pick up your kid, or they get sick or things like that. It's like we do get it worse. You know,
Yeah.
we do like taking the months off. It's like this thing. I know that people have decided whether or not they're going to hire somebody based on whether, what I'm saying, they're a mom, and will they need to be out a lot, and like there's just, as society, I just think that mothers, it is a double standard, and I think that it affects us in a lot of systematic ways that don't get heard, or like we're looked at like we're complaining or bashing,
Yep.
fathers, and we're not.
No, we're not.
It's I just want the same, I want the same energy. You know what I'm saying? Like when I'm walking and I'm in my phone, while I'm walking with my kids, I don't want it to be like, oh, look at her. She's like deep in her phone, not paying attention to her kids.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
because
That's what I said. Yep. Yep.
yeah, it's more likely that I'm ordering them something that they're asking for. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you
Or,
don't know what I'm doing on this phone. I
yeah,
could be filling
you
out a
have no
VPK
idea.
application. Like, mind your fucking business.
Exactly.
Actually.
And
Um,
I think that if you're listening to this and it's making you upset or uncomfortable, it just means that you've recognized something. And I think that one of the things I've recognized is the part that we played in it. And I'm not doing that anymore. Like when I'm on a call, if my kids are screaming in the background, I'm sorry. Let me move out instead of being stressed out or having all that anxiety. Like my kids are not supposed to actually be real. They're just supposed to be
exactly.
this thing that it's like some people know I have. Like,
And I
no.
think if you feel like you're failing as a mom, remind yourself that you would be considered an exceptional excellent, fantastic dad. If you were doing it the same exact way, I promise you, they would praise you from the hairs on your head to the toes on your feet, like if you were a dad. So it's different. It's just different. And anytime you feel like maybe you're not doing it as great, or maybe you're not doing a stellar job, like just remind yourself of that. You most likely are doing a great job. You're doing the best that you can, but also understand that the part that you're playing in this system, and understand the part that you're playing in kind of reinforcing um, the double standard that we're talking
Right.
about.
Be
Um,
unapologetically.
yeah, stop correcting, stop
Yes.
redoing, stop micromanaging. Let that man do what he needs to do. And you need to do what you need to do and sit back and mind your business. Do you have a Say It Ugly today for our Say It Ugly segment?
My say it ugly is that I am jealous of my husband's audacity. And what I mean is, right? I'm mad that he can sit on the couch while one of our kids or both of them are screaming, because that is where they're at now. They are in the fighting phase where everything turns into a fight, even
Ooh,
a book, right? But he can sit on the couch while they're screaming and feel zero internal
he
pressure
won't move.
to move.
Oh,
Not even a
God.
finger, like not even his eyes will open. I'm a prisoner to like my own sense of responsibility. And I hate him for being free. Just like, you know?
Oh,
So that's my
oh
say it
God.
ugly.
That is a, I think we've all felt that. That is a really good Say It Ugly. I think mine has to do a lot with this episode. And as I'm speaking out loud, I am realizing that I am part of the problem. But my Say It Ugly is, I think I'm addicted to being the expert with things. I think sometimes I want
Mm.
my husband to struggle just so he'll admit that he can't do it without me. And it's not that I'm choosing to stay exhausted, because never that, honey. I'm never going to just tire myself out just to say I'm the expert on something. But I think just the fact that he needs me, and just the fact that he can't do it without me, kind of puts me in
Toxic territory?
toxic territory, but also it gives me like the leverage during
Yeah.
arguments. You know what I mean? Like
Oh,
I
yeah.
have this like advantage point. Is it advantage point or vantage point? I have
Vantage
the
point. Like,
advantage. I think vantage point means when you're like in a high place, which could also apply. I have the advantage and the vantage point in every argument, because bitch, I do it and I do it correctly. So
I love that.
what are you going to say?
That is very say it ugly and slightly toxic.
I
Just-
know. I know. It really, really is. Do you have anything else on the topic for
I
this
don't.
episode?
I feel like I kind of like let it all out. I
You
had I'm
did. You got really passionate about it at one point.
yeah.
I loved it. I enjoyed it. I was like,
I
set.
honestly feel like I've been sitting here shouting the whole episode. So no, I have nothing else to shout about. My voice, my throat hurts. I gotta go drink some tea and mind my business.
Well, you can, of course, find us on Who's Gonna Tell Her podcast on Instagram. You can find us on YouTube. And you can follow what we're doing, or you don't have to. I honestly, genuinely don't give a fuck. And if not us, then, who's going to tell her? Until
Bye.
next week. Bye.